So today, we're going to dive into a really powerful metaphor for what it's like to be online. And it comes from Bogna Konior's essay, The Dark Forest Theory of the Internet. It's a way of looking at our digital world that might just feel a little unsettlingly familiar. Let's get into it.
We're going to start with this old Quechua riddle. The answer? It's silence. But what it's really getting at is this deeper truth, that anyone who can see you, anyone who can name you, also has the power to break you. And that idea, well, it's absolutely central to everything we're about to explore.
So here's the core idea. The internet isn't some bustling town square, right? Or this friendly global village we were promised. No, it's a dark forest, a tangled, pretty dangerous space where you are never, ever truly alone.
And here is the price of admission. You know that simple little prompt on all our social media feeds, what's on your mind? In this context, it's not so simple anymore. It's actually a super high-stakes question. It's an invitation to reveal yourself and to take that first step into the forest.
Welcome to the forest. See, and here, to be online is to be seen. The author of the essay puts it perfectly. A traveler is never alone, with eyes wrapped around her like insulation tape. Every single thing you do, it's being watched.
So how do you get lost in a place like this? Well, ironically, by doing the exact thing the platforms are designed to make you do. You shine a light on yourself, you overshare, you communicate without thinking, and in doing so, you're basically painting a giant target on your own back.
Now, what's so fascinating about all this is where the theory actually comes from. It's not from sociology or media studies, not at all. It's from hard science fiction, and it was created to solve a massive cosmic puzzle. And this is that puzzle. The Fermi paradox. Think about it. The universe should be absolutely teeming with civilizations, right? It should be like a noisy cosmic social media feed. But instead, all we hear is silence. Just nothing. Why? Well, the dark forest theory from author Liu Cixin has a really chilling answer.
The theory's logic is just brutal. In a universe where there are limited resources, making yourself known is the absolute most dangerous thing you could possibly do. Because any other civilization out there might see you as a future threat. So broadcasting your existence isn't a sign of intelligence, it's a sign of total naivete. The truly intelligent ones, they stay quiet.
Okay, so let's break down the cold logic here. It all rests on three basic assumptions, or axioms. Number one, survival is everything. That's the primary need. Number two, civilizations have to expand, but, there's only so much stuff in the universe. And number three, and this is the real kicker, you can never be sure that another civilization is friendly. This cosmic chain of suspicion means it's always safer to just assume the worst.
And this quote just hammers home the grim reality of the whole game. It's not even a choice, it's a structural necessity. Every single civilization is forced to play by the exact same ruthless rules.
So all of this leads to a pretty chilling conclusion. You really only have two rational choices. You can either stay hidden in the darkness forever, or the second you detect someone else, you eliminate them before they get a chance to eliminate you. A preemptive strike isn't seen as malicious, it's just logical.
Okay, so let's bring all of this cosmic horror back down to Earth. How in the world does this sci-fi theory apply to our daily lives, just scrolling through our feeds? Well, you might be surprised at just how strong the parallels are. I mean, the parallels here are shockingly direct. The players, they're not alien civilizations, they're us, internet users. The finite resources aren't matter and energy, they're things like attention and reputation. The core danger isn't total annihilation, but it is social annihilation. Cancellation, harassment, dogpiling. And the gamble? It's exactly the same. Assuming good faith in a system where you just can't be sure of anyone's real intentions.
You see, the modern social internet is built on two kind of contradictory axioms of its own. First, we have this deep biological need to connect with other people. But second, that very connection is the pipeline for all human conflict. We're trapped. The very thing we need to be social is also what puts us in danger.
And when you take that cold, hard logic from the sci-fi novel and apply it directly to your Twitter feed, well, it's pretty jarring. Every single time you post something, you're basically saying, hey, I exist. And in the digital dark forest, that very act of existence makes you a potential target. And it makes every other user a potential threat.
So what does living inside this system actually do to us, to our minds? How does this start to shape the way we see ourselves and the world around us?
This right here is the core psychological conflict. The internet is designed to make us feel like the main character, the absolute center of the universe. That's the narcissism. But at the same exact time, it makes us feel constantly watched, constantly judged, terrified of saying the wrong thing, and that's the paranoia. They're just two sides of the very same coin.
And here are the symptoms of that paradox. We start to internalize these huge global events as if they're happening to us personally. We feel this immense responsibility to fix everything, but then we very quickly realize we have almost no power to actually change anything. And this creates what the essay calls a claustrophobia of interiority, this feeling of being totally trapped in your own head, crushed by an impossible weight of responsibility.
So think about our online communities. What's really holding them together? A lot of the time, it's not just shared interests, it's shared enemies, shared anxieties. A kind of fragile peace is kept by this unspoken threat that anyone, at any time, could become the next target. It's basically a social version of mutually assured destruction.
Okay, so let's bring all this home. At the very heart of this digital dark force theory is a fundamental trade-off, a terrible price we end up paying for the simple act of speaking up.
When we speak online, our thoughts, which are usually fluid and changing, they get frozen in time. They become these little digital artifacts, hard proof of who we are. And we end up building this rigid, attackable avatar of ourselves, this hallucination of the self that we're then forced to defend, even if it's not really who we are anymore.
And this final quote, it's just a stark reminder of how indifferent the system is to all of this. Our individual dramas, our outrage, our pain, it feels absolutely monumental to us. But to the larger system, to the algorithm, it's all just noise. History simply licks a finger and turns the page.
And so we end right back where we started, with that simple, innocent-looking little question. But it doesn't sound so innocent now, does it? It sounds more like an invitation, a challenge, a gamble. So the next time you see it, what will you say? And more importantly, are you prepared for the price of being hurt?